Here's a little snippet. Right now, I'm actually writing a video on Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles. The script is almost done, I just need to record it in the next few days. But in the meantime, I might as well talk about the new trailer, if you want to call it that, though it's more of a gameplay showcase. Now, I won't go in depth into everything shown here because, to be honest, a lot of it was stuff that I already knew. I knew Baron mode would be a thing. I know some people are on the fence regarding the transformation being an awakening only, but I don't mind. Unless you're okay with playing with a heavily nerfed Baron mode in order to balance the game, I think being an awakening transformation is fine. Sasuke and Naruto also seem to have updated movesets, which is pretty common tradition with the Storm series. Again, more or less of what I expected. One thing I should be surprised, but I'm not really, is the fact that this video confirms something that some of us were suspecting, which is the fact that this game would be implementing what seems to be universal crumble effects, in which every character might have instances in their normals that leave opponents in a stun state, and how unlike before when a knockdown state left you invulnerable, in this game it seems like you can combo out of a crumble, which is definitely a new feature and one that I think could open up some interesting possibilities for combo creativity. Although I do still believe that how worth it this feature will be highly depends on how they adjust or introduce different types of attacks. With Demon Slayer, for example, because of the fact that it has 3 different specials, a strong attack and a ground strike, that game does benefit from having a crumble effect since it offers a bigger variety of combo possibilities. I don't know if Storm Connection is gonna benefit as much, but I don't know. There are some creative fucking people out there, so maybe I'm underestimating the possibilities. I will say that I didn't expect rolling in the ground animation to also be combo, so this game just seems to not give a fuck. I'm also curious if air bounces are gonna be a thing. Naruto seemed to have something kind of similar with his air combo, and I don't know if it's possible to combo out of it since it seems to have a fairly big distance. Maybe with a chakra dash or a leader switch after a traveling jutsu could open something up. You see, this is what I've always wanted with Storm. Now this is getting closer and closer to being something that I would actually lab. However, I'm not here to talk about the crumble. I've already made a video regarding this. Technically, this isn't new information. There is something else about this trailer that piqued my interest even more, which has to do with a second jutsu? Now, hear me out. When Naruto was in Baron mode, that strike that he launched where he jumped and knocked out Sasuke, if you look closely, he had a blue chakra aura prior to this attack. This here very heavily implies that this is a jutsu attack, and we can also confirm that when Baron mode launches his Rasengan, he also has a blue aura flaming through his body. Now, I'm sure this seems absurd to a lot of people, but it's actually not. The PS2 Ultimate Ninja games used to also have a second jutsu. This isn't a new concept for CyberConnect 2. Additionally, there's a certain friendly neighborhood Senju that speculated that this would be a new feature. Make of that what you will. At the end of the day, it is speculation, but always remember, his track record speaks for itself. Now the thing is, having a second jutsu has multiple implications that I don't think I'm even prepared to dissect. First of all, obviously this will expand on the combo possibilities, especially now that we have confirmation that even jutsu attacks can leave you in a crumble state. It's not even just your normals, which is wild. But the thing is, that's not even the craziest part. Look at what Naruto does after the attack. He sidesteps with an insane amount of distance, might I add, right after launching the jutsu. Like, here's the thing. Air cancels and sidestepping after chakra dash or even a normal auto combo is not a new concept. It's actually a pretty common tactic in the neutral game, but the amount of flexibility behind this jutsu cancel with a sidestep is beyond me. Either the recovery frames are crazy fast with this second jutsu, or this game is gonna be on fucking steroids with how liberating it is to cancel your attacks with movements. I don't know if this is gonna have some kind of penalty or meter cost because suspiciously this attack blocked the view, so we don't know if this costs any meter, and we also don't have any HUD, so it's impossible to determine if combos have some kind of timer similar to Demon Slayer. For that, we'll just have to wait. Another thing that's also kind of fucking me up is how exactly is the second jutsu activated? Because given how we still see the chakra aura, including during the ultimate jutsu, that has to mean that the game still requires you to charge you up with your chakra in order to activate a jutsu. So the question then becomes, well, which button? It obviously can't be circle because it's reserved for the first jutsu. It can't be X because chakra dashes are still a thing in this game. There are plenty of examples of this. So there can only be 2 possibilities. Either this game removed charge throws, or maybe they limited the assist to only 1, while the other button, let's say R1, is used to activate the second jutsu in combination with triangle. Now this to me is the least likely because at this point it's already a hard standard to have a team of 3 that I don't think they would change this, especially with things like tag team jutsu. So where I think they're probably going to map the second jutsu is in triangle plus square. And as a result, charge throws ended up getting thrown in the dust, though in my opinion it's long overdue. It's one of the most useless mechanics in this game. But another question I have is whether or not they're going to continue to map the throwable weapons into square, because it would definitely be an oddball situation for this type of attack to emit a jutsu and not any type of projectile based attack. Could it be that they may be revamping the throws? I find this to be incredibly unlikely, but if I had to offer my own input, I would say remove the throwable weapons, place it in one of the D keys, and then replace square with a different type of attack. Another thing I'm wondering, and this one's hitting hard, like really hitting me in the feels. Is it possible that they might revive the lost selectable jutsu from Storm 1? You know the ones, the very same ones that you unlock throughout the campaign alongside selectable assists that you could also choose as an alternative to the regular ones. That would be so cool, although to be honest, a more likely scenario would be that they're probably going to migrate the tilts to the second jutsu. Maybe not all of them, but probably a decent chunk of them. And as for what will happen to the tilts, well, I actually don't know. I have no idea if they're going to keep it, repurpose it, or remove it. I do have one theory for what could happen, but I'm going to keep it to myself because to be honest, it's a little bit too ambitious even for me. So I will put it on hold unless I see signs that it could happen. But yeah, overall, I quite like this showcase. There are some things about the mechanics that I'm still questioning, as well as how I think they're going to go about balancing it, but just this showcase alone has done a pretty good job confirming some things that I was suspecting and hoping. I still would have preferred if they had reinvented the core mechanical baseline of the game, because there are some things about the way Storm is designed that's gonna hold them back. For example, if they're gonna expand on the combo game, they have to nerf substitution. It would be incredibly disheartening for someone to spend hours practicing a combo only for someone else to just get away for free by clicking a button. Even if it means nerfing it to just 2 subs, that's still way better, at least as long as they also extend the meter recovery time. I also think they need to just prevent people from summoning assists while they're being damaged. Like, this type of stuff might be acceptable for the past games since they have a much simpler combat system, but not when you're encouraging people to explore the creativity. Allowing people to have 4 get out of jail free cards just feels cheap and counterintuitive to what they seem to be aiming for. I also think they need to take a closer look at the damage scaling and stun period during an extended combo, otherwise people can just get trapped in infinites with minimal effort. I think CyberConnect 2 are aware of these concepts, their recent games show this, so it's a matter of whether or not they can iron these things out underneath the chaotic mess that is the Storm series, and if they can achieve this, I think it's worth the money. If they're offering me a new way to experience these characters with more combo-friendly mechanics and transform this into a legitimate fighting game with careful consideration put into the combat system, I'm buying this game day one. Well, I mean, I was gonna do that anyway, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I don't have anything to comment on regarding the screenshots. They look cool, I guess, but I don't really have any expectations. I'm still hoping for them to release DLC and season passes with Boruto manga material, which, saying that out loud makes me want to throw up. Not because it's Boruto, but because I can't stand live service nonsense. But as unfortunate and depressing as it is to say this, that's the only way I'm realistically imagining Bandai letting CC2 go all out with manga material based on the recent release model. But other than that, I think that's all I have to share. The hype is real. Take care.